You can clearly see from this afternoon's Community Shield where Manchester United are lacking. Some decent performances, but up front, we just can't finish our dinner. Manchester United in the market, apparently though, according to some reports, for another striker. What's that tell you about Jadon Sancho? We've discussed that before, but Evan Ferguson is the latest name on the speculation list for Manchester United. We know there's been a long-term interest in the player. We know he's got connection with INEOS already regarding Dan Ashworth. We know that Manchester United are looking for that profile of player. We're going to discuss that along with what happened in the game today amongst everything else and round the whole day up on what's happening. Romano also coming out well the game was on today, or just finishing in fact, talking about where Manchester United's targets are now and what is going to happen next. What is the schedule for this week with the signings we have just confirmed, and where do United go in midfield? Get the likes up, everybody. 800 likes again, please. That's your target. Please hit that subscribe button as well if you love everything Manchester United, because you won't miss a thing here on Forever United TV. We are talking the game, we are talking transfers. I'm going to play down the game a little bit because good bits, bad bits. We'll get your opinions on a few different players. I can see a few people already having mini meltdowns about what's happened today. I've already been called out for questioning why certain players didn't get game time and why certain players weren't subbed off. Heaven forbid you should slag off a manager at Manchester United. But let's talk about transfers first of all, then we'll get into the game. And obviously, earlier on today, Manchester United confirmed, or he didn't confirm, Romano and Ornstein confirmed that United have completed the double signing of Matthijs de Ligt and Mazraoui. I can't mix up with other players, and we've been linked with that bleeding many. But that was confirmed earlier on. The fees were confirmed earlier on. We did breaking news on that. Thank you for tuning into that show, everybody, and leaving your comments as well on the video. We have been through quite a few of them, and it is more of a positive. A few people concerned with the injury records of both of them players, but defensively we're looking sure-fired up. Just an interesting stat from that game. I know it's Community Shield, everybody's moaning about not winning it and things like that and underperforming players, but Manchester United conceded only 8 shots in that game against Manchester City. You could say it was under strength, but we did that one time in the whole of last season. So is there positives already coming out of that the makeshift defence actually managed a makeshift Manchester City forward line, but still. And we've got more reinforcements to come and better players to join that defensive lineup. Let's look at a little bit of a positive on that. But yeah, up front, we're missing. We can't finish our dinner. Rashford, again, glorious chances. Ahmad missed a sitter. McTominay missed a sitter. United should have had 5. If we buy someone like Evan Ferguson, is that Manchester United's problem solved? He's not massively prolific. He's 19. He's an up-and-comer. The story comes out of the MEN today, and they're reporting from the Star. But it's not just the Star that's reported it. There's a couple of other publications that have gone with it as well. But according to the Daily Star and the MEN, United are preparing to launch a late £50 million offer for Brighton Hove Albion striker Evan Ferguson. It's believed the Reds are concerned Chelsea will sweep for the Republic of Ireland international, meaning they would be open to making an approach for the striker this window. Dan Ashworth knows Ferguson well and was behind the deal to sign the centre-forward during his time at the Amex. In terms of why Manchester United are looking at Ferguson, 19. Ferguson fits the profile of striker that United would want to add to their squad. Yes, young, dynamic, still not an out-and-out goal scorer in my eyes though, and a lot of people are complaining about United buying younger strikers. Rasmus, not the finished article. Xerxes, didn't even get on today, not the first finished article. Ferguson falls into that category too, does he not? Even as a teenager, Ferguson was incredible strength, and his stature is that of a player of an older man. He had a difficult season last year, which ended early in April due to an ankle injury. In 27 Premier League appearances, Ferguson scored 6 goals, including a hat-trick against Newcastle. So again, a hat-trick against Newcastle for half of the goals he scored last season doesn't sound prolific. Now, I like Ferguson. I think he is an up-and-coming talent. I just look at it and go, is he a player for what Manchester United need right now? Is he scoring enough goals? Like 6 from last season tells you no. United are looking at this simply because there is a significant chance that Jadon Sancho will be moved on this window. We've talked about this quite a bit, and we have touched on PSG's interest in Jadon Sancho, the approach, the Agate news right now. Fabrizio Romano has been talking after everything that's gone on today about United's next steps right now. We just covered what's happening with De Ligt and Masvidal. We're expecting medicals and them two players to be signed by Wednesday to make sure that they are available and registered with the Premier League before Friday's game against Fulham. So we need to get them wrapped up in the next 4 days. I can't see that being an issue. Personal terms have agreed, and obviously the fees with Bayern Munich are done. Medicals and signing the contracts, all of the paperwork and stuff like that, no issue. Both of them players will be available to Manchester United for the Fulham game if Ten Hag should choose them or want to play them. Moving on from there, Romano has said Agate is now Manchester United's priority. And obviously plan B we know is Sander Berge as well. Fofana in the wings, Amrabat, all of that talk will start ramping up now as Manchester United finalise the defensive department and sealing them deals for the two Bayern defenders. But obviously PSG talks with Agate, brings in Sancho, brings in Ferguson. The report, like I said, it is a left field report, I feel. But I think today highlighted Manchester United's problem again. And I think Ferguson is the type of player that United want to bring in. I don't know if it's the right time to bring Ferguson in, no. Personally, I just think we need an out-and-out goal scorer. Someone you can rely on, and the chances that Rashford had today to put them in the back of the net, he's just not cutting it at all right now, Rashford. And he just looks a forlorn figure. He does. Him and Sancho both. So it's like we want to play Sancho to put him in the market and make it look like he's worth something to maybe sell him. But the way he walks around the pitch and his attitude, his body language is one of a real issue for Manchester United right now. We could do with not playing him and then just trying to sell him to PSG. I think United need to speed this up before PSG realise, to be honest. There is a player in Sancho. He's just not in a United shirt. He just doesn't look like he cares. He's there keeping up the numbers right now for me, Sancho, and there's a reason why he was sat on the bench today and everyone else was getting on before him. Even Pellistri was getting on before him. And I know that was ridiculous because we played Pellistri at right back, but still, there are other players ahead of him. United need to move forward, I feel, with Jadon Sancho quicker than everything else. And I feel like what Romano is saying with the Agate talks in the midfield coming about, I think they're trying to make something happen with Agate and getting Sancho done as well. We've discussed that yesterday. News came out about Agate not being off, and Manchester United still in talks with PSG about that, and a comfortable conversation going on right now. Everything is positive moving forward, and there is a chance that we could still see Agate. Sander Berge, like we've said, United have put aside 23 million for him. That's their price. Burnley want 30 million for Sander Berge, and we're expecting a deal somewhere in the middle. Sander Berge is on the wait, though. He's in the waiting list because United are not going to go anywhere, according to Romano, until Agate is officially in or out. So, if he's in, it comes down to what Manchester United can sell after Agate's in, because they can't afford anyone else unless they bring a player in on loan. So, conversations with Agate will push forward, and Manchester United will then, hopefully, crack out a deal for Sancho and get him across to PSG. It's the only option United have got. We said it earlier on. We said Sancho needs to go now. He's entering that last year next season and will be that player that carries no value and will just stick around and just see out the rest of his contract, with us having to pay upwards of £200,000 a week for him, and we're not using him because we won't. It's quite clear, I feel, that we're not going to use Jadon Sancho. Even after today, he's played all pre-season and he didn't get in that side. Ten Hag, you know what he's like. The point was proven today in his favourite players and who he wants to play. And that isn't Jadon Sancho. I'm sorry. It really isn't. So, yeah, Evan Ferguson, I think, is way, way left. I think there's more chance United will buy Tony, to be honest. Which one of them two would you take? For the long run, you go with Evan Ferguson. 19 and has got so many years ahead of him. I said it again, like the only issue, and it shouldn't be an issue, we just can't finish. We can't take our chances. And he just doesn't score enough goals right now. Have we got time to fit him in, bed him in, and produce a player like that? Because we're doing it with Rasmus already. Can we afford to be doing it with two strikers? Literally, what have we spent? So our main three strikers would be Xerxes, Evan Ferguson, and Højlund. You're looking at what, like upwards of 170, 180 million for the three of them, and they are not prolific goal scorers. That's too much money. where Dan Ashworth would probably push for this deal to happen, I feel that the rest of Manchester United's structure and transfer committee, whoever you want to call them or whatever you want to call them, would look elsewhere. And it's a problem, I feel. It is a problem for United, the goal-scoring department. I would love to have seen Xerxes today. I would love to have seen what he was made of. I don't know why. There were some weird decisions on Ten Hag. I'll get onto that in a minute. I want to get into your chat, though, guys. We're 10 minutes in, and as always, we come to you around this mark for your comments. Talking to you about transfers and everything that's happened today. After this, we're going to talk about the game a little bit. We have well over 1,300 people in the room with us right now. Thank you again. The 4th stream today with well over 1,000 people in the room, guys. It's immense. I love you all. 200 likes, though, for 1,300 people in the room. It's a bit low. Let's get that up a little bit, guys. Come on. It's 1,400 now, so we need more than 200, don't we? Come on. Get them likes in, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Make sure you are subscribed as well. We're going to get into detail now. Let's go. Okay, first of all, talk to me about Evan Ferguson. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just going to run through all of them. Can I just say Sancho's cameo, not including the penalty, was a disgrace, says Graham. I'll get into that in a minute. But Graham was actually at the game, so that's a voice we can definitely listen to on that as an opinion. We already have a young striker. We need a senior striker, not another prospect for Balvinda. Let's see now. No one wants to hear you moaning. No one wants to hear no more time. Stu talking to someone else there. Picked out the wrong one. There's plenty of arguing. See, I knew this would happen. As soon as Manchester United kick-started again, everyone starts falling out in the chat and everything like that. So there are so many Man United opinions going around at the moment. I'm going to try and balance it and keep everyone on the same sort of page. But try and keep it polite in the chat, guys, as well, please. It's not worth falling out of each other over opinions. We're going to rash it. We're going to just thrash it all out and then see what we come to at the end of it. Keeping fit for the league. He gave Sancho a chance to prove himself. He almost blew it. I agree. Ferguson isn't what we need. Tony is perfect. We can bed Martin in slowly. Yeah, we've got Obi Martin as well. Like you said, you've got Ethan Wheatley coming through. They're two young strikers. I just don't see, like, United would love Ferguson. He fits the mould, but I think we've put so much effort into bringing in the likes of Obi Martin. Like, Wheatley's there as well. We've got Rasmus. We've got Xerxes. We've got a lot invested in a lot of young players already. If you're going to bring a forward in now, it needs to be someone that's going to get you 15 goals guaranteed this season as a number 2 or someone just to come in, really. That's for the amount of money that I think we're going to have to spend. If we've got more, then you go out and get someone better. Someone who's going to guarantee you goals. That's hard to find, though. I don't think there's many strikers out there right now that are available that can guarantee you goals in the Premier League. And it's difficult to balance it and say where you want to spend the majority of your money rather than looking at a prospect and trying to build some up for the future. But the future only works if you're relevant now in staying or keeping your head above water. United can build for the future as long as we're continuously in the Champions League. The structure only works if you're playing at the top level football tournaments and competitions. It doesn't work any other way. So it's all right saying we're seeing these quality players coming through and everything's great and we're seeing individual performances and raving about these players, but unless the team works, everybody else falls away because you get forgotten about. It doesn't matter how good you are. This was a point we was proving with, like, Xander Berger, just as an example. Like, relegation for Burnley doesn't mean that Xander Berger's a poor player. United lost the Community Shield today. Well, it doesn't mean that Garnacho and the brilliant performance he had when he came off the bench is bad. Do you know what I mean? You got to look at it like that. Individual performances, I've had enough of them. I want a team to work together. I want a team to work and gel, and the unit, and there be a style of play and a vision and what looks or some form of a philosophy and style. That's what we need to see. That for most of the game today, I thought we were better than City, although I thought City were very, very weak and poor today. They were horrendous compared to City standards. I think Roy Keane nailed it with City when he said, look, City's tactics and City's way of playing has to be bang on. So if they're off, it's clear that they're off. They have to dominate. And they have a standard where they can dominate every single week. But when they're off, you can see that they're off. And that's when you've got to take advantage. United still couldn't do that today. We switched off. The more Ten Hag persists in playing Rashford, the more nails are nailed into the coffin. Yeah, a lot of people have been DMing me, private messaging me about Rashford. We'll get into that. 1,500 in the room, guys. 328 likes. Thank you, guys. Keep it up. Make sure you do subscribe, though. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. Wheatley isn't getting near the first team 11. If we can get Ferguson, get him. But we need to sort the midfield out first. Well, Ian, pretty much what we said, mate. Like, Romano has said that United now focusing fully on the midfield area. A better forward would come later in the window if available. That's what's been said. Like, Manchester United are well aware. The only way United get this forward or anyone else in that area is if we sell players. That would be Palestra. That would be Sancho. That would be Hannibal. Them players need to be sold for United to actually reinvest back into the squad. If you sold Sancho, Palestra and Hannibal, then you're probably looking at raising round about 50 million. And you can then go out and buy a quality player if you wanted. And you heard today how Manchester United are structuring again. Xerxes, Euro and De Ligt are all on instalment payments. We've got Matthias De Ligt for a fee of 12 points. What is it? I think it's about 12.5 million this summer. So this summer spend, you look at like Xerxes was brought in for 12 million instalments. De Ligt the same. It's probably very similar to Lenny Yoro as well. And then you look there, you look just under, so what's that, about 36 million in instalment payments for them three signings. I think we will pay off Mazraoui in one go as well, which takes us probably up closer to around about 50 million now, which was what was the so-called spend for Manchester United. But we have brought in 15 million today for Wan-Bissaka, so that's there to reinvest into these deals or structure them out amongst instalment payments. We're in a good place in the transfer window right now. INEOS have done a lot of good work. I still see people moaning about it. That's because you're seeing McTominay and Rashford fail today, and you're letting it just mist your mind about the real work that's going on right now. These players, we know what they are. They're always going to play. We cannot get them out the door. We have got rid of quite a lot already this summer. Don't forget that. We've got rid of some big players this summer in terms of everyone's thoughts on them being in the deadwood bracket. Like your likes of Williams, your likes of Martial, Mason Greenwood, Donny van der Beek. Now Aaron Wan-Bissaka's going. We talked this morning about Lindelof now attracting attention. United will sell him now that they've brought De Ligt in. We are slowly getting rid of it. Like today, Maguire didn't look great. Evans looked horrendous today. He's catching up with him. What can we expect? McTominay, I thought, was poor when he came on. And obviously Rashford and Sancho. Yeah, our team is predominantly made up of the same players. I understand that. And I understand everyone's complaints around it. But still, you have to give time to the process. To give INEOS one summer, honestly, it's ludicrous what people actually are saying right now regarding the work that's going on. Like, how many other people? It's like people saying that this is a crap window still. To have 4 players signed before the start of the season, I don't think that's bad. That's not bad at all compared to United windows gone past. That's 4 new players into Manchester United before the season even starts after this week. So not bad at all. We've still 3 weeks left of the window, 4 in. I'm taking that. I would have snatched your hand off at that come the start of this transfer window. And for Manchester United to be balancing that out in the deals that they want to make, I'm all for it. I am. Let's get into more of your comments. DJ John, welcome back, mate. I've not seen you for a while, my man. Good to have you in here. Hi Adam, I am down today because my mum passed away earlier this morning. I wanted to come here and listen to you to make me feel a bit better. Love your channel, keep up the good work, mate. Putting everything into perspective. DJ John, I am so sorry to hear that news, mate. Honestly, didn't expect you to be saying that. I was dead happy when I seen your name coming up, but I'm guessing there's been issues. And everyone here on the FUTV community wishes you and your family all the love in the world, mate. And we are here for you, buddy. Get in the chat, just talk football. If you want to take your mind away from things, pal, we're always here, mate. Get on that Discord chat as well. The link is in the description, mate, if you want to talk to the guys and girls here involved in FUTV, mate. Really sorry to hear that news, buddy. And yeah, it's like us all moaning about football. There are bigger things in life as well. But we appreciate you coming here to feel good, and we're with you, mate. Honestly, I am. Like, a lot of people go through stuff and come in here and tell us, and I love the fact that you're open and able and feel comfortable to tell us these sort of things, mate. So thank you, John. You're absolute legend of the channel, mate. And like I said, I'm good to see you back. I'm sorry it's in such sad circumstances, buddy. But good to see you, mate, and love to the family and everything like that. Cornish Maid says, the problem with this club is people's always picking on someone, whether it's Erik ten Hag, Rashid, so on. Yet there is a lot of bad blood in there. Like, if anyone listened to my watch-along before, I lost it again. Like, you know what? Sometimes when you pay so much, and this club, and it runs deep inside our veins, doesn't it? It does. For me, it is absolutely everything. I cannot hold my tongue sometimes. I know I can't. I lose it big time. Everyone who knows me knows what I'm like on a match day. I can be the calmest person on the planet. And then when I watch United, I turn into this monster that just cannot handle watching ineptitude at the level that we see sometimes in this team. And you know what? I didn't see loads of it today, just in little bits, problems. All of the problems today, and everyone moaning about the problems we've got today, are the ones that have been there a while, though. Which is why I balance it when I say, look, don't blame INEOS for what's going on right now. You blame the previous regime. You can blame Ten Hag for not playing certain players. Like today, a lot of people were moaning about Ahmad coming off before Rashford. Palestra being put in right-back position. When you've got a full-back you've used all pre-season and Hamas not even in the matchday squad with, 5 forwards sat on the bench? You didn't even use Antony or Xerxes. So you can see why people get wound up. Antony's played pre-season. Sancho has. They didn't get on properly. Sancho came on for a cameo, like Graham said. He just looked like a player that didn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be in a United shirt, Jadon Sancho. It's clear. We need to sell him. My issue with Ten Hag is always going to be him and his love affair with Marcus Rashford. Rashford today should have had 2 goals and the game should have been put to bed. He should have. Like, his persistence in playing him and then coming out with excuses on Marcus Rashford, whereas when he calls out Ahmad and says he needs to do more, he needs to take his opportunity and make this happen. Like, Ahmad was creating everything for Manchester United that was good in the first half. Rashford was nowhere to be seen apart from missing a chance. Look, I hope Rashford turns everything around. All my problem is like double standards. And this was something that was held against Ten Hag last season. He needs to rid it. He needs to just get away from it. Like, honestly, give everyone the opportunity they deserve and don't talk differently about players to others. Like, right now, you look at this and be honest with yourselves. Looking at that Fulham game, Garnacho, after the way he came on, starts against Fulham. There's nothing you can do about it. He's come on and gone, yeah, okay, you've all had your nice pre-season. Ahmad's done great. Yeah, Rashford looks like he's putting more effort in pre-season. Garnacho comes on, 20 minutes, bang, I'm starting, lads. Get back in line. That's the type of player United need. That's that quality. Like, as soon as he walks on the pitch, carries on where he left off. Doesn't need game after game after game after game to try and find his form again. Ahmad starts ahead of Rashford on the other side. Which way you look at it, your wingers against Fulham, clearly on form, and playing better is Ahmad and Garnacho. Now, if everyone thinks I'm having a go or moaning, just listen and hear me out. And try and disagree with me if you want. But when it comes to this weekend's games and Fulham on Friday night, is it not Ahmad and Garnacho either side? I guarantee you this now. Ten Hag will try and squeeze Rashford in at number 9 just to get him in the pitch, on the pitch. I know what he's going to do. And I would give him massive amounts of credit, Ten Hag, if he put Rashford on the bench and just said, look, mate, you need to do better. These guys are hitting it right now. I'd have thought Ten Hag would have done that with the pressure that he's under himself right now. You've got 2 guys there that are giving everything for him. And it's working. So don't throw it back in the faces, Eric, and not start them ahead of Rashford. I'll understand him trying to help Rashford out and get the best out of him again. I get it. But not to the detriment of other players that are giving just as much, if not more than him. That's the only issue I've got right now. And you can say I am moaning and bitching or whatever, and I'm after Ten Hag again. I'm really not. He needs to understand that the fans are looking at it and going, everything I've seen today was exactly the same as last season. United have spells, do well, and don't score from them, and in the end, it comes back and bites them on the arse. And it did that today. It was exactly that game. I didn't think we were bad. We were the better side. We created the better chances. We didn't put them away. Scott McTominay, air shot. Ahmad should have shot instead of squaring it to Mason Mount. Rashford should have scored. 2. Didn't. And that's the problem we've got. That's the problem we've got right now. We're not putting the ball in the back of the net. Our football determines where we take our chances. Like, we have to take our chances for this system to work on the Ten Hag, because he wants to dominate. We can't. We don't have a prolific striker who scores the goals to warrant or sort of reward the play that we're having at that time. We do have spells where we had some fantastic passing moves today. Honestly, the goal was brilliant. The movement that we created for that chance that Ahmad tried to square for Mount, fantastic. Even Rashford's first miss in the first half, where he tried to curl it around to the far post and it went wide. It was fantastic to watch. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. And you know what? I could see so many positive signs. And then I'm wondering, like, right, if you're not going to play Xerxes, you've got all these other forwards on the bench. And I put out one tweet earlier on, why are we not seeing Xerxes at all? And everyone jumped down my throat on Twitter. Honestly, I hate X for what it is and the absolute cretins that are on there. It's an absolute bollocks platform. I hate it. I use it basically just to work around like everything that we find out in the news and everything like that. I hardly ever tweet anymore because of the absolute numpties that are on there. But everyone having a go at me, he's not fit, why are you moaning? You're just as bad as that other knobhead. I'm just like, what? What are you on about? I was just led like, why are we not playing him? I'm like, it makes common sense to me. If you're not going to play Xerxes, and you know you're not going to play him because you want to play every other forward ahead of him, then put Amas on the bench as a defender. So you could probably rest Martinez instead of risking him for bleeding, 90 minutes in his first game back? It just made sense to me that you played Amas, put a defender on there, and my issue I wouldn't have had an issue if Xerxes didn't play. If you put him on the bench ahead of a defender, which we had none of on there, then you're going to play him, aren't you? Like Anthony didn't get on, and Xerxes didn't get on. So why are we not putting Amas on the bench? Honestly, Ten Hag sometimes makes me wonder. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't see the logic in what he did. I really don't. Bonus was Collier. Oh, God, yes. Loving that guy. Absolutely love Collier right now. I think he can definitely do a job for United this season in cameos here and there. He came on and was very, very comfortable on the ball. Give it away a couple of times that I noticed in certain situations. It's like an underhit pass. Not like he picked the wrong option, just that he delivered it poorly. So no real issue with that. He's trying the right passes. Strong, he created the goal by winning it back alongside Palestri at right back, which is another issue that I've got. And then the ball went forward to Bruno, who did his thing. And what about that goal that Bruno scored that was offside as well? Really, United should have been scoring 4 or 5 in that game. It was criminal how we lost it. We were by far the better team. But in terms of Ten Hag going forward, I'm going to come to the chat in a minute, guys. And I know he's going to do that. That's my ultimate fear, that he tries to squeeze Rashford in at number 9 against Fulham. Because I think he's going to have to play Garnacho and Ahmad now. Them two on either side, oh my God, they are dangerous. They are dangerous. I feel like Ahmad can play both sides and so can Garnacho. I think his excuse will be, Garnacho's come on. So this is how I see it playing out. Trust me, I'm not moaning. I just want to see something different. I think he will play Garnacho on the right, put Ahmad on the bench and play Rashford on the left. And maybe the false 9 Bruno again. Try and get Mount in. Or he'll put Rashford at 9, Ahmad and Garnacho either side. And not play Xerxes. And at this point, I look at it and I go, where is Xerxes fitting into this team? Like, because if you're going to continue this backing of Marcus Rashford, then Xerxes doesn't work ever. Because you can't drop Marcus Rashford. Højlund, when he's fit, is going to play 9. And Xerxes, one of our most expensive signings of the summer, with all his skill, we spent a lot of time chasing and getting over the line, I don't understand where he fits in. Like, you need you know what you like as a striker. You need games, don't you, to get into the team. You need games to find your form. You need to find your feet, and that's my only concern right now. Look, it could all change. I give him the benefit of the doubt. Moving forward, like, hopefully he changes it, and I could just be talking out my ass, and I'll hold my hands up if he does change it. But you know why I'm fearing it, because it looked very similar to what was happening last season. And the way he came out and talked about Marcus Rashford after the game, he's saying he's getting in these positions, he'll score goals. He doesn't say that about Ahmad, though. He said he's got to learn. He said he's got to take his opportunity when it comes. It's a big season for him. He's earned his place through training hard and everything like that. Training means nothing if you can't do it on the pitch. I'm sorry. You can have the hardest worker who puts in everything and scores plenty of goals in a practice game in training. That's great. If he's not doing it on the pitch, you make a decision. The one thing you can't deny about Garnacho and Ahmad is that they're not doing it on the pitch when it matters right now. Rashford can be saying all the right things behind the scenes and doing all the right things, but he doesn't score goals. He's lost his touch. And how long will United keep on putting him in that side, hoping that he will come good? How long can you give him? That's the problem you've got, I feel. And that's what Ten Hag has to balance out. And hopefully he does. Because a lot of today I was happy with. I was. It took a while for Harry Maguire to get into the game, find his feet. Evans, concerned, he is 5th, 6th choice centre-back. Worst case for United, I feel. He was way out of his depth today. And I understand, look, I'm an older player. I've played with younger players. It takes you a while to get back to it. The recovery times and match fitness and match sharpness and just the actual getting through the game and finding your feet. It takes an awful long time to get to that when you get older. It comes naturally to the younger players, but there's no fear there. Evans has been there, seen it all. Like, he's a credit to himself and a credit to Manchester United, that man. And I was gutted when he missed that penalty, but he definitely should be nowhere near Man United's first team, but for emergencies next season. Harry Maguire, God, like, if City were fitter, then I think they would have run rings around him. Again, I've got to give him the benefit of the doubt because it's his real first run out. And that's how the game panned out. They found the feet, they got better. Dalot got better as the game went on. I thought Leacher was better when he moved into the middle again, but he took a while to get going, was getting rinsed by Bob a couple of times on that right-hand side of City. So, yeah, there was a lot of positives alongside concerning negatives, but would all have an opportunity to be turned around, I would say. So, not overly concerned. Not like some. I've just got my little doubts here and there with certain things, like I just said. That's all. Creeping up to 500 likes. We're only 10 away, guys. I think we're going to break the record today. 600 likes in a live show is a record. You guys are 110 away from it. It's over 1,500 in the room. Absolutely smashing it today, guys. I've had a lot to say there, and I'm sorry. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. We have got a poll up right now. Eric, was Eric correct in not giving any game time to Xerxes? 36% of you have said yes. 64% of you have said no. He wasn't right. 36%. Can you tell me why? I want to understand. Do you get where I'm coming from? If you know you're not going to play him or he's not quite fit, why would you not put a defender on the bench in his place? You look at the forwards that were on the bench. For instance, Palestra. You had Palestri, Garnacho. You had Antony, Sancho and Xerxes. 5. You could even add Ericsson to that. 6 as a forward player that could have come on and done a job in that area. And that's the problem you've got right now. Right, let's just have a quick look. Poll-wise, right, let's just say, I don't think that poll's going to change, so we're going to end that poll now. The general consensus is he was wrong not to give Xerxes time, but keep your comments coming in regarding this, guys. We've had a lot to discuss. Pre-match conference, Ten Hag said Xerxes wasn't starting because he's not ready for the system. I'd like to ask Ten Hag what system. What is Scott, Harry and Victor doing here, Adam? Victor should be gone, Sadiq, very soon. If you listen to the earlier shows, we said that Manchester United are now moving Victor Lindelof on because De Ligt is coming. We have interest from the Saudi and Italian leagues on Victor Lindelof, so he should be gone. Also, Ahmad Garnacho, real hard to mark. Says Daniel, Rashford and Sancho need to go. Says Muscle. Palestri left back. Oh my God, this coach is mental in the head or what? I felt sorry for Palestri. It's like he wants to go out there and prove a point, and he gets put on in the wrong position. I did feel really sorry for him because he's going to get sold. Like, Ten Hag doesn't want him. He doesn't want him anywhere near the side. And you know what? He did have a hand in the goal as well. I thought he was unlucky. Like, seriously, he's a midget. Sorry, I said the wrong word. He's a small-ass right-back winger, innit? And Bernardo Silva got the run on him and got it. He literally stretched every single part of his body to try and get to that ball for the header, which went in for City's equaliser. It was about half a foot away from connecting with it. But, look, he's not a right-back. You can't really go in on Palestri for that. It's wrong that he's in that position, especially when we had an opportunity to bring in defenders into this matchday squad. That's the issue I've got with it. Look, like, if he doesn't think that Xerxes is ready for the system, then why is he on the fucking bench? Honestly, like, there's no point then. I don't understand it. Like, it really baffles me that. When you could have put other players there instead of him, it does. It confuses me massively. Whether he thinks it is a friendly and he wasn't that bothered, I don't know. Here's the bottom line. So far, we have signed 2 players and 1 is already injured. Should I panic? No, Alien. We've signed 4 players and 2 of them are having medicals this summer, this week, before the season even starts, mate. So, no, you should not panic. Maybe Garnacho, Rasmus, Xerxes, Ahmad. In what way, mate? As in Xerxes in 10 or something like that, and the other 3 in front of him. WUJMT Mounts is and Mount in and Bruno false 9 is a no-go. Xerxes or Rashford have to play down the middle whilst Rasmus is out. Adam, we all love our club and I'm sorry to hear about John's mother. Well said, Sadiq. Palestri played right back, says Graham. I think he's talking to someone else. Adam, I liked watching Ahmad today. I think he's been a breath of fresh air. Ahmad was great to see today. So happy for him, says Kaz. Agreed. Despite not being thrilled with today's game, I'm still happy that football is back. Remind me of this in a few games. I got your guess, yeah. We're all bracing ourselves for what's to come, aren't we? Do you know what? I'm still quite confident and upbeat, personally. It's just little signs today of the old sort of Ten Hag for me. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like excuses being made for Rashford at all. Look, just say it. Like, yeah, he needs to do better. He should be scoring them chances. Because they're the important ones that win your trophies, Eric. Graham says, it's Rashford and Garnacho out wide 100%. I think he's going off what I said there regarding my comments. Honestly, Graham, it shouldn't be. I hope you're saying that off what you think Ten Hag will go with and not what you think, because Rashford doesn't belong. Ahmad is miles better at the moment. You can see Rashford has better skills and is the better player overall. But right now, I just want to see players that deserve it, because they're the ones that are going to make that extra effort and think a different way for Ten Hag. You ought to apply for MU manager, Adam. I have a lot of these guys here as your coaches. Oh my God. Yeah, Cornish, got ya. Eric Ten Hag playing poker. He can't tell the world everything live as and when cloak and dagger stuff. He'll have his reasons for saying certain things. We just got to support. No, we do support, but we want to support everyone, and we just want to see other players get given a chance, mate. Like, we can say all we want, but at the end of the day, when you make a starting lineup, that's on the manager. You can't ignore that. And when you make substitutions, and it's always Ahmad that comes off first when he's outperforming Rashford tenfold, then you can't ignore that. You just want it to be fair on everyone. And at the moment, again, it seems to be preference Rashford. He needs to start scoring goals quickly, Rashford, to try and give Ten Hag a chance. It does. Some fans shouldn't be scared when technical chat starts in the comments. If it's above your understanding, just read, understand, learn, and try to ask questions when you can. instead of slagging people off, maybe I'm thinking there. Yeah, big shout out again to DJ John. He's been a member of the channel for a long time. We've not seen him for a while, and obviously we found out today that his mother's just passed. And condolences go out again, mate. Absolutely devastated for you, pal. I back Eric Ten Hag, but I back Eric Ten Hag, Adam. But why does he persist with Rashford when we have Garnacho and Ahmad? We do have another poll going right now, guys. Get involved. Early thoughts on Friday versus Fulham. Win, lose or draw. They're your options. 84% of you are saying we are going to beat Fulham on Friday. 5% lose, 11% the draw. I like a confident fan base. I do. I like the way we're going with that one, guys. Aaron Wan-Bissaka transfer to West Ham is expected to be worth up to 20 million. That's coming from the Times Sport. That's just come out now. Obviously, today, alongside all the other craziness that was going on, we got a here we go. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is officially signing for West Ham. He's having his medical tomorrow. That came from Ornstein Plettenberg and Fabrizio Romano. That is all but done. And that will rise up to 20 million. 15 is the definite. The add-ons, clearly 5 million. Casemiro today, guys, I thought was good. I thought he was our best player. Casemiro won more duels 10 and more tackles 7 than any other player on the pitch in the Community Shield. Casemiro returns, as the tweet says from Statman Dave. Interesting stats on Casemiro. I thought he was a little bit shaky at the start. Some wayward passing when he could have kept it simple. But I thought he worked his way into the game and in the end turned out to be the best midfielder on the pitch for me. Tell me I'm wrong. No problem at all. Go for it. But I just feel like he found his feet there quickly in that game today. And credit to him. It was a brilliant performance from him in the second half. The MEN gave Ahmad a 6 out of 10 today. Like, I wonder what they gave Rashford then and everybody else, because Ahmad was definitely one of the better players. 100% one of the better players. Guys, please do hit that like button. We're creeping up to 600 live likes. I want to get there before we finish off. So please get them likes up to 6. We are creeping up to that 53,000 mark as well, guys, on subscribers. We are literally just 150 away. 150 subscribers away from 53k. We are moving fast. Please subscribe, guys. Don't miss out on any United content. And please do give the video a like. Jonathan says, I am much more confident about Friday having seen that performance. Can't wait to be back at Old Trafford and meet up with the FUTV crew. Best chat of the night goes to Jonathan Dayton. Jonathan, I'm glad that you're coming up, mate. I'm glad that you're going to be there. I am buzzing for the game just to get out and about Old Trafford and speak to people again. We have got a load of content coming up on match day, guys. We are taking it to another level as well this weekend. So, yes, looking forward to getting back in amongst it and looking forward to actually watching United again in a real competitive game. Like we always said, today was important because it was a derby, but the real football starts on Friday. Good minutes in legs for players today. Bruno, Dalot, Leacher, Casemiro. Obviously, good minutes as well for Mason Mount today, which is very impressive for him. And Kobbie Mainoo as well. So, looking at that, that's the biggest positive of the day that nobody has even talked about. We got through 90 minutes plus with no injuries. Yes! A clean bill of health going into this weekend with 2 more players to add to that squad and possibly other players becoming more match ready and fit by the time kickoff comes next Friday. That's the way to go about it. That's the way to go into a season. And just to cap everything off, today we announced Mazraoui and De Ligt deals done. We announced that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is leaving Manchester United for West Ham. Medical tomorrow. United, according to Romano, putting attention now fully into the midfield area. We talked about Evan Ferguson at the start of this show. That Manchester United want him. They're scared that Chelsea could get their bidding and force United into action because he is a long-term target for Manchester United. And that really is where we're at for the day. What an epic day that was, guys. Content-wise, loved it. Your input has been massive, guys. The game we lost, but we had some all right performances out of it. Positives, no injuries. We move on to Fulham at weekend. United should have 2 new players definitely in before the start of the season, which is good. And we have got players that we needed back playing and getting big chunks of game time ahead. So, no excuse. We need to hit the ground running. Ten Hag, by the way, on Casemiro's future. I don't have any signal he wants to leave. I don't have any signal he won't stay. Sorry, and we are happy with that. He stays. Simple as. And that's a good thing right now for United because we haven't sealed that other midfielder yet, and we need to make sure we don't undercook ourselves when it comes to getting rid of players. 600 likes in the bag, guys. Thank you so much. You've smashed it. Please subscribe to the channel. You won't miss anything. To all the subscribers, all of the members, mods, new members, people who've donated and put super chats in all the way through the day. Our 4th live stream of the day is done. We did do a watch along on Tifo, guys. Please join the fun. Ready for the opening of the season this weekend as well. The link is in the description, guys. Sign up to Tifo with us. It's completely free. That's where we're doing our watch alongs this season. And I'm going to leave you all on that note. Up the Reds, not the right result. All right performance. Great news in the transfer market. Another player out, 2 more in. We're moving on. Friday is the one now. All focus goes onto that. I will see you in the early show in the morning, guys. 8 o'clock with your full roundup on everything that's going on. I know you love a good early morning show, yous lot. I will see you there. What a day it has been. Catch up on everything. Watch all the other videos if you've missed out. Get your comments in as well. I'll check over a load of them. And that's us done, guys. Fantastic day. Cheers, everybody. I will see you all in the morning. Safe journeys home if you are on your way back from Wembley. Love to all. In a bit, everybody.